Well, welcome to the Waynesburg University baseball field, game 2 of the doubleheader between Geneva College and Waynesburg University coming up right now. I'm Nicholas Callas, Matt Mansfield with me. Waynesburg won game 1, 15-3. Waynesburg had a significant amount of hits in that game. I believe it was 16, but their offense was well placed. It was a little bit close. Start the game. The closest the score was 5-3. Geneva trailed, but Geneva could never get in front of Waynesburg. Waynesburg either led or had the game tied throughout the entire game, so they had that game wrapped up in the later innings, scoring a significant amount of runs in the 5th and 6th innings to win that one. Starting lineup for Waynesburg. Coming at you now, Zach Boslett batting first, playing center field. Nolan Vertulo batting second, playing second base. Mike Bell batting third, playing third base. Freshman phenom. Batting fourth, senior Brandon Durbin playing right field. Batting fifth in left field, Joe Kraft. Batting sixth, the senior veteran catcher, Chris Lee. Batting seventh, junior first baseman Nolan Porterfield. Batting eighth, freshman Marco Mendez doing the designated hitting in the lineup. And then batting ninth, playing shortstop, Tyler Servinovich. Up to the plate now, Gabriel Morales for Geneva facing Tyler Townsend of Waynesburg University. First pitch, misses down low for a ball. We'll go over Geneva's starting lineup in a minute, but Gabriel Morales batting now. Morales did not get a hit in the first game of this doubleheader. Swing and a miss, counts even 1-1. Gabriel Morales, a sophomore from Homestead, Florida, went to South Dade High School, batting right-handed facing the lefty Townsend. That one swung on and missed, count quickly 1-2. Tyler Townsend for Waynesburg is a freshman from Normal, Illinois, went to Bloomington High School. He stands at 6'2", 180 pounds. And that one just misses high. Count even 2-2 now on Morales. Geneva College, over the last few seasons, has either finished toward the middle or bottom of the PAC in the standings. That one misses high. 2-2 pitch misses high, so that runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tyler Townsend facing the batter, Gabriel Morales. That one too high, ball 4, so Tyler Townsend starts his day out by walking Geneva's leadoff batter. That'll bring up the second hitter, number 8, Alex McKay. So if you listen to the first game, the lineup is exactly the same from game number 1. Almost exactly the same, but there's a new catcher in the game. It's Dylan O'Rourke, who's batting in the 6th spot of the order. Swing and a miss there. Townsend's pitch to Alex McKay. Counts 0-1. For the lineup, Gabriel Morales batting first. Alex McKay batting second, playing right. Abraham King batting third, playing third base. Garrison Whelan batting fourth, playing first base. Donald Dungy batting fifth, doing the designated hitting. Wait for the bottom half of the order as this pitch comes in. Swing and a miss. Counts 0-2 on Alex McKay, with Gabriel Morales on first. Batting sixth, doing the catching, Dylan O'Rourke. Batting seventh, playing short, Tyler Saliga. Batting eighth, playing left field, Alex Fee. And batting ninth, playing second, David Taruno. 0-2 pitch misses high, counts 1-2 on the number 2 hitter for Geneva, Alex McKay, facing Tyler Townsend, the pitcher of Waynesburg. Left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter, McKay, with Gabriel Morales on first. Townsend's pitch is a breaking ball that misses well too high. That'll even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gabriel Morales led off the ball game with a walk. That's how he's on first. Nobody out, and no score yet in this top of the first inning. Swing, and that one belted toward left field, and that'll be foul. A few feet beyond the left field foul line, and about 10 feet from the warning track. Count still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alex McKay for Geneva, a sophomore from Cocranton, PA. Runner goes from first, swung on by McKay, hit out toward left field. Back toward it goes Kraft, but it'll go over his head, and it'll one-hop the wall. Kraft will relay it as Morales stops at third base. Servinovich couldn't handle the relay. It was at his feet. It bounced on him, but he was able to stop and keep him in front of him. So Gabriel Morales advances from first to third on the play, and Alex McKay only stopped at first, so That's a long single for McKay. Runners on first and third, nobody out. Here's Abram King, the third baseman. Still no score. Top of the first inning. Waynesburg hosting Geneva in Game 2 of this doubleheader. This game does not count toward conference standings. This year's been a little bit different in terms of how seedings will be, as that pitch is called a strike over the lower outside corner, counts 0-1. So each team will get 3 conference counting games, and then the fourth game won't count toward conference, but will count toward overall. So every team has 3 games to make an impact. Runner goes from first. That breaking ball misses high. Chris Lee just holds the ball. So Alex McKay into second. Call that a stolen base. So that puts both runners in scoring position. Now Gabriel Morales on third and Alex McKay on second with Abram King at the plate, nobody out. In the top of the first inning, still no score. Tyler Townsend pitching for Waynesburg. He sets the belt, and the 1-1 pitch is chopped foul down the third base line. So that'll move Townsend, the pitcher, ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Abram King. Abram King for Geneva is a sophomore from Washington, PA. Went to Trinity High School, so relatively local, just a county above Greene County, the site of this game. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, blocked by Chris Lee. The ball rolls toward the third base line. So Gabriel Morales does not decide to advance. He's on third with Alex McKay on second. Both runners in scoring position, nobody out. Top of the first inning, 2 ball, 2 strike count on Abram King with nobody out. King, a right-handed hitter, facing the lefty Townsend on the mound. And that one chopped on the ground, third base side, played by Mike Bell, who looks Morales back to third and then throws over to Nolan Porterfield. So Mike Evans records the putout, 1 out. Top of the first inning, both runners still in scoring position. Morales on third and McKay on second, and here comes Garrison Whelan, the first baseman of Geneva. Whelan in the first game struck out twice and got no hits, went 0 for 4. That went over the lower outside corner, strike 1. Tyler Townsend, the freshman, on the mound. A few non-regular players for Waynesburg starting this game because it's a game that doesn't count toward conference standings, so just an opportunity for younger or inexperienced players to get some playing time. That pitch called a strike. Nolan Porterfield playing first base for Waynesburg. He's not a normal starter. Vertulo also playing second base for Waynesburg in this game for Ty Kildow, who started game 1. And then Boswell out in center field for Waynesburg. And Tyler Townsend, a freshman, who's getting the opportunity to start in this game. Waynesburg in the previous Grove City series had a few freshmen pitch. Justin Clevenger was one of them, who relieved Ryan Sullivan, another freshman. So a freshman pair that gave up 3 runs in a Grove City loss. Waynesburg got swept by Grove City in the 4 games they played. Whelan hits that one out to right. That falls in front of Dermott on 1 hop for a base hit. So Gabriel Morales scores from third base. Advancing from second to third on the play, Alex McKay, and at first, with his first hit of the 2-game set here at Waynesburg, is Garrison Whelan. So he's on first with a single. Again, Alex McKay now on third base. 1 run in for Geneva, who now leads 1-0 early in this game. It's the top of the first, and here comes the number 5 hitter in Geneva's order. It's Donald Dungy, the designated hitter. Dungy, a left-handed hitter, facing the lefty Tyler Townsend on the mound. That pitch called a strike right over the middle of the plate, counts 0-1. Tyler Townsend throwing to veteran senior catcher Chris Lee. Chris Lee was the designated hitter in game 1 of this 2-game set. And he had a couple hits, or a few hits I should say, one of which was a home run. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt, and the runner will go to second base. Chris Lee blocked the ball, kept it around the right-handed hitter's batter's box. But Garrison Whelan took note of Lee's lethargicness a bit, just kind of blocked the ball and then sat on his knees, waited for Townsend to get the ball, and while the ball was in no man's land between the home plate area and the pitcher's mound, Whelan took second base, so that'll count as a stolen base. Now both runners in scoring position as that pitch misses high, counts 2-1 on Donald Dungy. So now Alex McKay on third and Garrison Whelan at second, both runners on base in scoring position. Lefty on lefty matchup. 2-1 pitch coming from Townsend. That's low and outside. So the count now 3-1, a hitter's count on Donald Dungy. So Waynesburg got its first win of the season against Geneva in game one of this two-game set. 3-1 pitch. Called a strike over the lower outside part of the plate, so that'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But they got swept by Grove City, lost all 4 games they played against Grove City, but won 1 in today's first game of the doubleheader against Geneva. 3-2 pitch. That one swung on and missed. A low pitch that Donald Dungy chased, so he's down swinging. That's the second out of this top of the first inning, and now up to the plate is Dylan O'Rourke, catching in this game and batting in the 6th spot in the order.
That last pitch was similar location-wise to the one before that got it to a full count.
Swing and a miss, first pitch over the outside part of the plate, but O'Rourke swung on it and missed. Counts 0-1. Dylan O'Rourke pitched game 1. It's a dangerous combo when a guy pitches and catches because it's a lot of throwing, but O'Rourke doing that in this set. He pitched game 1 and again catching in this game 2. Tyler Townsend steps off the mound. He's ahead of O'Rourke, no balls, 1 strike. The score is 1-0. Geneva leads Waynesburg in the top of the first inning, and 2 runners in scoring position for Geneva. That's just a bit high, counts even 1-1. So Gabriel Morales walked to start this inning off. Alex McKay singled him to third. Then Garrison Whelan, the 4-hitter, hit a single, which scored Morales, and now 2 runners in scoring position. But Tyler Townsend did not stop. He didn't pause. You must pause for a second or have a defined stop position before delivering to the plate. That allows both runners to move up. Alex McKay scores from third, and Garrison Whelan moves from second to third base. Not often you see it, but a balk called allowing each runner to move up, and now Geneva leads 2-0. 1-1 count on Dylan O'Rourke with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. That pitch misses outside. Counts now 2-1. O'Rourke, a right-handed hitter, waiting for the pitch. That one swung on and missed over the outside part of the plate. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Geneva efficient so far in this first inning. A run for each hit that they have. 2 runs on 2 hits in total. And it's Garrison Whelan on third base. 2-2 pitch coming to O'Rourke. That one flailed at and fouled off behind the plate. An excuse me swing from O'Rourke, just attempting to fight that pitch off. Count still even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Saliga is on deck. He would bat next if O'Rourke can reach. That one in the dirt in the right-handed batter's box that O'Rourke is standing in. Just bounced in front of his feet, blocked by Chris Lee. That'll run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the first. 2-0 score. Geneva leads Waynesburg at the top of the first inning. Three-2 swung on and missed right over the middle of the plate, and Dylan O'Rourke down on strikes. And that'll end the top of the first inning. So for Geneva, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 walk in the inning, and a runner left on base after a half inning of play. It's Geneva 2, Waynesburg coming to bat. You're listening to WCYJ with a simulcast on the PAC Digital Network.
Townsend had a really strong inning. He was a little bit up and down there, but a few of those runs scored on a few mistakes. It seemed more preventable, but overall, a solid inning. And like you mentioned, this game not counting for conference standings, so just testing out different lineups and throwing in some of the guys that need more experience.
Well, we're going to the bottom of the first inning. Waynesburg trailing Geneva 2-0. Waynesburg coming up to bat in this bottom of the first inning. Zach Boslett, Nolan Vertulo, and Mike Bell, the 3 scheduled to hit. And they're all freshmen. Mike Bell, a regular starter. Zach Boslett and Nolan Vertulo, a couple of freshmen getting the opportunity to play in this game. Again, a game that doesn't count toward any conference record. So Waynesburg and Geneva were supposed to play yesterday, but Geneva's field saw some rain. So these are the first 2 games that these 2 will play in their 4-game series, all 4 games coming consecutively, as Zach Boslett steps up to the plate, the left-handed hitter facing the right-handed pitcher for Geneva. That pitch is outside, ball one. Doing the pitching for Geneva in this game is Timothy Munns, who is a sophomore from the state of Ohio. Swing and a line drive towards second base, played by Taruno. He throws over to Wheeland at first base, but Zach Boslett is safe at first base on a throwing error from Taruno, the second baseman, that pulled Wheeland off the bag. So E4, put that in your scorecard. The leadoff hitter for Waynesburg reaches, and now batting second, Nolan Vertulo, the second baseman of Waynesburg. Get another freshman on this Waynesburg team. Righty on righty matchup. Timothy Munns facing Nolan Vertulo. That pitch misses outside. Count is 1-0. Nolan Vertulo, a freshman from Pittsburgh, PA, went to South Fayette High School. Big lead off of first base as that one is pulled foul down the third base line. Count even 1-1. Big lead from Zach Boslett over at first base, playing center field this game. Nolan Vertulo, the one at the plate. Count even 1 ball and 1 strike. Pickoff attempt to first, but Boslett back without a tag. Count still 1-1. Nobody out. Top of the first inning. It's 2-0. Geneva leads Waynesburg in this baseball game. That one just a bit low. A breaking ball that missed below the knees of Vertulo. That'll make the count 2-1. Now Vertulo ahead in the count. Step pitch, swing, and a line drive past the third baseman, King, into left field. Played on 2 hops by Alex B in left. He'll hold it for a second and then relay it into third base. But a sharp single allows Zach Boslett to move to second. Nolan Vertulo on first base with a single. 2 runners on, nobody out for Mike Bell, the third baseman, who's been more or less a freshman sensation. He had at least 1 hit in every game in the 4 against Grove City, and he had a couple hits in game 1 of this 2-game set against Geneva. Correction, it was 1 hit, but he also got hit by a pitch, and he had a sacrifice fly, so he reached a couple times and drove in a run. Count 1-0 as that pitch misses outside. But Mike Bell from Hermione, PA, went to York High School. That pitch misses outside. Count 2-0. Mike Bell also in the series against Grove City, pretty versatile. He played center field in one of the games and also played first base. But in the last couple, he played third, and he started the first game of this 2-game set at third base, and he's starting at third base as well in this game. Ground out toward second base. Taruno throws to Wheeland. So a 4-3 put out of Mike Bell records an out in this bottom of the first inning, but both runners on base move up. So Zach Boslett on third, Nolan Vertulo on second. Both runners in scoring position, 1 out, and right fielder Brandon Durbin will come to the plate. 1 out, bottom of the first, Geneva up 2-0. But 2 runners in scoring position for Brandon Durbin, the cleanup hitter for Waynesburg. Durbin takes a breaking ball over the outside edge for a strike. Brandon Durbin in his early years with Waynesburg played third base, then moved over to first. Then he lost a significant amount of weight, so they moved him to the outfield. Now he's occupying the right field spot in the outfield. He's got a pretty good arm as well out there, and was productive in game 1. He had a couple hits, including a home run. One of 2 Waynesburg players to homer in game 1 of this set. Ground ball left side of the infield, played by Saliga, who will throw to third, but it gets past King, the third baseman. Stays in play up against the Waynesburg dugout. And the pitcher, Munns, will go back that up, so no extra runners advance, but that will be an error. It was Saliga who tried to throw out Nolan Vertulo, advancing to third base.
Second error here for Geneva this inning.
And that error allows Zach Boslett to come around to score. Probably would have scored anyway if they would have made a play on Durbin, but Durbin does not get credited with a hit. That'll go down as a fielder's choice. So it's Nolan Vertulo on third, Brandon Durbin on first, one out, and Joe coming to the plate. Ready on ready matchup as Kraft launches that one high and deep toward left field. That ball is gone! Joe Kraft! 3-run home run. Waynesburg leads this one.
What a way to follow up the 15-3 performance in the win in Game 1 with a home run like that to start the bottom of the first inning and give your team a big lead after trailing 2-0 in the top of the first.
Waynesburg gave up 2 runs in the top of the first inning. They've now gotten 4 runs in this bottom of the first inning. They now lead at 4-2, 4 runs on 2 hits and a couple errors committed in this bottom of the first inning. As Chris Lee comes to the plate, he takes a strike. Chris Lee, the 6th hitter in the order for Waynesburg, doing the catching in this game. Timothy Munns, 4 runs given up, although a few of them were not earned, as that's called a strike count. Quickly 0-2 on Chris Lee, righty-on-righty matchup. Munns struggling early and not getting too much help from the defense. That one misses low, count 1-2. Chris Lee's been around all 4 years. Played catcher and first base, and he's a good enough hitter due to to do some designated hitting, in which he did in Game 1. He also hit a home run in that game. One of the 2 Waynesburg players did home run, as that one's fouled off down the right field line. Count still 1-2. Lee in Game 1 had a couple hits. 1 double, 1 homer. And a single, actually, so 3 hits in total. Grounded left side, played by Saliga at short, fumbles it a bit, but then throws over to first, stretched by Wieland. While keeping his foot on the bag, that was pretty impressive. He almost did a split over there at first base, but they get the out. So Chris Lee grounds out to shortstop. That's the 2nd out of this bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring up the number 7 hitter for Waynesburg. It's Nolan Porterfield.
Waynesburg's just moving through the lineup right now to start this game.
Similar to what they did. Well, that's not true. Correction. That one grounded toward shortstop. Saliga can't make the play. Diving attempt on the forehanded side, but that'll get into left field. And it's Nolan Porterfield on base with a 2-out single. And Marco Mendez will come to the plate now, the designated hitter and freshman on this Waynesburg team. Yeah, correct myself. Waynesburg brought 6 to the plate in Game 1 in the first inning of that game. As Mendez hits that one high and deep out to left field. 10 feet from the warning track, though, is Alex Fee, who makes the catch on the line drive hit. That one ends this bottom of the first inning. But 8 batters come to the plate for Waynesburg. 4 of them score. And after 1 full inning of play, it's Waynesburg 4, Geneva 2. You're listening to baseball, Waynesburg University baseball on WCYJ FM. Simulcast on the PAC Digital Network. You're listening to Waynesburg University baseball on WCYJ. Simulcast on PAC Digital Network. I'm Nicholas Callas, Matt Mansfield with me. An eventful first inning for both teams. The score is 4-2 coming into the second inning. Geneva will have their bottom of the order come to the plate. Tyler Saliga, Alex Fee, and David Taruno. Saliga comes in, the left-handed hitter, facing the left-handed pitcher, Tyler Townsend for Waynesburg. Townsend, 2 strikeouts coming into this second inning. Also 2 earned runs given up. Saliga showed bunt but pulled back. Nonetheless, the pitch called a strike over the outside edge. Counts 0-1. Tyler Saliga from Belle Vernon, PA. He's a senior on this Geneva team. That one misses low and outside. Count is even 1-1. Tyler Townsend still on the mound for Waynesburg, pitching in this second inning. That one belted high and deep out toward right field. Brandon Durbin crosses into foul territory, reached his glove over the fence. Couldn't make the play, though, the ball just out of his reach. And you've got to have some power as a left-handed hitter in Division III baseball to hit one out over that right field fence. The dimensions of the field, right field 340 feet away. The deepest part of the ballpark, a few feet to the left of second base if you're looking from home plate. It's 400 feet, and left field is 325 feet. So a park that favors more right-handed hitters in terms of power hitting. Saliga swings and misses at that pitch, so he strikes out. Tyler Townsend, 3 consecutive strikeouts for him. First out of this top of the second inning, and now batting the number 8 hitter, Alex Fee. Playing left field in this game. Fee, a right-handed hitter, stepping in, facing the lefty Townsend. 1-out pitch. That's upstairs, counts 1-0. 1 out, top of the second. Waynesburg leads this game 4-2. 6 runs total between the two teams in the first inning, so high offense so far. Timothy Munn's doing the pitching for Geneva. Tyler Townsend doing the pitching for Waynesburg. Munns is a sophomore and Townsend a freshman, so a couple young guys on the mound in this non-conference game. 3-ball, no strike count as that pitch missed in the dirt to Alex Fee. Well, technically it is a conference game, but it won't count in the conference standings. It won't count won't count against anybody's record as that pitch misses low. 4-pitch walk issued to Alex Fee. Second walk issued by Tyler Townsend in this game. And the walk he gave up in the first inning later came around to score. So second baseman David Taruno will step up to the plate now. He had 1 hit in 4 at-bats in the first game. This is game 2 of the doubleheader between Geneva and Waynesburg. So Geneva had a rainout. Is that pitch called a strike? But Geneva had a rainout on Friday, so the 2 games scheduled to be played at Geneva will now be played on Monday. That one in the dirt, blocked by Chris Lee, counts even 1-1. That's why those games weren't played yesterday, because there was a rainout. So those 2 games will be made up on Monday. So this game was supposed to be the 4th game of the whole series that these 2 will play in, but since it's played first, this game just counts as a non-conference 7-inning game. Runner goes from first, pitch upstairs, thrown out by Chris Lee. Tag applied by Vertulo, the second baseman, but Alex Fee got in just before the tag was applied, so Alex Fee credited with a stolen base. He's in scoring position now with David Taruno at the plate. 2-ball, 1 strike count, and 1 out in the inning. Geneva on the offensive side, Waynesburg in the field playing defense. Tyler Townsend looks for a sign from Chris Lee. Now comes set at the belt. 2-1 pitch coming. That one too high. Counting up 3-1 on Taruno. Top of the order coming up next. Gabriel Morales is on deck. Hitters count. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball right side. Played by Vertulo at second. He'll throw to Porterfield at first. So David Taruno out on that ground out, but Alex Fee advances from second to third on the play. So runner on third, 2 outs. Top of the order, back up to the plate, it's Gabriel Morales playing center field. Morales got a plate appearance in the first inning. He walked, later came around to score Geneva's first run. Geneva 2 right now. They're down against Waynesburg, though. The score 4-2, Waynesburg leading. Left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter. That pitch misses in the dirt, count 1-0. Blocked by Chris Lee, the catcher. Kept it in front of him. No advance from Fee on third base. So the 2 games again playing the 2 games that Waynesburg and Geneva will play in baseball will be now on Monday. That pitch misses high, count 2-0. So those games will be made up on Monday. So that will conclude the last 2 games in this series. And Waynesburg will start their 4-game series against Bethany on Thursday, and that series will head into the weekend. 2 games on Thursday, then 2 games on Saturday. Townsend's pitch missed high to Gabriel Morales. The count now 3-0. Morales way ahead in the count. 2 outs top of the second. 3-0 pitch called a strike over the inside edge. Count now 3-1. Waynesburg leading this game 4-2 in the top of the second inning. And this game will be out of 7 innings. 3-1 coming. Swing and a chopper toward the first base side. That one will stay foul, though. Count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gabriel Morales at the plate for Geneva. Ooh, I need to make a correction. Gave the wrong schedule. I'll talk about that later. Let's finish this plate appearance first. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive, but foul. The count's still full 3-2. But Waynesburg will not play Bethany next. Waynesburg will play Chatham next. That will be a Saturday-Sunday series, March 27th. That's after they make up their 2 games against Geneva, so my apologies there. 3-2 pitch coming again. That one just a bit outside, ball 4, and Gabriel Morales reaches for the second time thanks to a walk.
I believe that Geneva is the one that has Bethany up next.
Yes. Yeah, I was looking at the Geneva schedule. Thank you, Matt.
Happens to be the best of us.
Alex McKay coming in now, the right-handed hitter facing the left-handed pitcher for Waynesburg, Tyler Townsend. But yes, Geneva's next series will be against Bethany. That's scheduled to start on Thursday and move into Saturday. Waynesburg's next series after Geneva will be Chatham. And with that timeout called by Coach Perry Cunningham, the pitching coach of Waynesburg University. Perry Cunningham played in the Frontier League from 2003 to 2007, and if you look up his name online, Perry Cunningham, you might find one of his baseball cards. I've done that before and found it in the Google image search, so known professional player in the Frontier League again for 4 years, from 2003 to 2007, and now the pitching coach for Waynesburg University. The entire infield has come in for this meeting on the mound.
You mentioned Cunningham, as well as Mike Humiston's also a former athlete for Waynesburg.
Yeah, a more notable athlete, though. Mike Humiston played in the NFL for 6 seasons as a linebacker, so he's got a professional sports background as well.
I believe he was there with the then San Diego Chargers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So a little bit of a sports switch for him, but he's having a successful time with his coaching career at Waynesburg as well. Also
the director of public safety for Waynesburg, so he's around the Waynesburg community pretty frequently on campus at Waynesburg University. So on third base, Alex Fee, and on first base, Gabriel Morales. The meeting at the mound is over. It's Alex McKay at the plate. McKay in the first inning got a single and later scored after Tyler Townsend blocked him in from third base. 4-2 is the score. Waynesburg leads Geneva, top of the second, 2 outs. That one called a strike, counts 0-1. Alex McKay, the sophomore, plays the outfield and does some pitching as well for Geneva. Runner goes from first as that ball grounded toward the left side. Serbinovich sliding, backhand stop, throws to first, and it's in time. Serbinovich to Porterfield, shortstop to first baseman. Third out of the inning recorded. So for Geneva, no runs on no hits. There were 2 walks in the inning and 2 runners left on base. After an inning and a half, it's Waynesburg 4, Geneva 2. You're listening to Waynesburg University Baseball on WCYJ simulcast on the PAC Digital Network. You're listening to WCYJ FM, Waynesburg University's radio station. And we have a simulcast going as well on the PAC Digital Network. 9-1-2 hitters due up for Waynesburg, who sent 8 to the plate in inning number 1. But it's Tyler Sabinovich, then back to the top for Zach Boslett and Nolan Vertulo. Tyler Sabinovich has been all over the place for this Waynesburg University team over his career. Started as a third baseman, then transitioned out to left field. That was in 2019, and during the 2019 season, they lost one of their right fielders, so Sabinovich slid into the right field spot. And now Sabinovich playing shortstop after the year hiatus. So he's back in the infield. Also does some pitching, as that pitch is called a strike. But Sabinovich from Warren, Ohio. Sabinovich also a part of a Premier Softball League team that played back in November, and they planned to play over the summer. But Sabinovich collected a bunch of his friends and entered into some softball tournaments, won over the winter time, and he plans to play over the summer as well. Counts 0-2 on Sabinovich. Righty-on-righty matchup. Sabinovich, the right-handed hitter, facing the right-handed pitcher Timothy Munns, who gave up 4 total runs. Not all of them earned, though. A couple errors in the bottom of the first inning allowed for some Waynesburg batters to reach. That pitch misses low. Counts 1-2 now on Sabinovich. One ball, 2 strike pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt, but the ball hit the ground, so Sabinovich will attempt to go to first. But to no avail. Dylan O'Rourke, the catcher, threw it over to first base to get the force out. So that's a strikeout and then a 2-3 putout on Tyler Sabinovich. First out of this bottom of the second inning, and now the order will recycle for Waynesburg. Back to the top now for Zach Boslett, who reached on an error back in the first inning and later came around to score. That one hit out toward left center field. Running after it is Fee and Morales, but Fee calls off Morales and makes the catch, so Zach Boslett out on one pitch. 2 outs, bottom of the second, and here comes Nolan Vertulo, the second baseman for Waynesburg. Vertulo reached on a single in his first at-bat of the game and later came around to score. That pitch misses high and in, count 1-0. Bottom of the second, Waynesburg leads this game 4-2 against Geneva. That pitch called a strike, count is 1-1 on Vertulo. So again, 3 freshmen at the top of this order for Waynesburg: Zach Boslett, Nolan Vertulo, and Mike Bell. Time called at the plate by Nolan Vertulo. And now play will resume as he steps back in. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. 1-1 pitch coming. Breaking ball outside, count now 2-1 with 2 outs on Vertulo. Sharp grounder up the middle. That'll get into center field on the ground for a hit. So Nolan Vertulo, 2 for 2 in this game with a couple singles. So he's on first with 2 outs, and that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Mike Bell. Left-handed hitter will step in against the righty, Timothy Munns. Nolan Vertulo leads off first, a rather sizable lead. That pitch is in the dirt, blocked by O'Rourke. Counts 1-0. Again, Dylan O'Rourke, the catcher, pitched in Game 1 for Geneva. Got the losing decision, and now he's doing the catching in Game 2. Mike Evans, a freshman at the plate, has gotten a hit in his first 5 collegiate games. He's on a 5-game hitting streak entering this game. He grounded out to second base in his first at bat. Two ball, no strike count on Evans with Nolan Vertulo on first base. It's the bottom of the second, and Waynesburg leads this game against Geneva 4-2. This is game 2 of a doubleheader played between Geneva and Waynesburg. Swing and a base hit for Mike Bell. That ball thrown in quickly, though, by right fielder McKay. So back-to-back singles put 2 runners on base with 2 outs for Waynesburg, and cleanup hitter Brandon Durbin coming to the plate. But Mike Bell, to start his collegiate career, has a 6-game hitting streak now. There's Brandon Durbin, senior right fielder. Right-handed hitter stands in, facing Timothy Munns, the Geneva pitcher. 2 outs. Breaking ball called over the lower outside corner of the plate. Counts 0-1. Bottom of the second. Waynesburg leads Geneva 4-2 in this baseball game. Swing and a miss. Big hack from Durbin. Count quickly 0-2 on Brandon Durbin. 2 outs, 2 on. Swing and a line drive hit deep beyond the barriers of the left field boundaries of this field. Well, that was a sentence. But a foul ball, counts 0-2. Swing and a miss. Brandon Durbin down on strikes after 4 pitches in that at bat. So for Waynesburg, no runs on 2 hits. And 2 left on base. Going into the 3rd inning, it's Waynesburg 4, Geneva 2 in this baseball game. You're listening to coverage of Waynesburg University baseball on WCYJ, simulcast on the PAC Digital Network. You're listening to WCYJ FM, simulcast on the PAC Digital Network. This is coverage of Waynesburg University baseball. Kostelik done for Waynesburg. He pitched 1 inning for Waynesburg. Nevin Kostelik pitched 1 inning, gave up no runs on no hits. Didn't strike out anybody as well. Let up 1 runner on a hit by pitch, but that was it. Newly entered into the game as the pitcher for Waynesburg is Justin Clevenger, a freshman. Clevenger pitched in one previous game for Waynesburg. That was in a game against Grove City. He came in to relieve Ryan Sullivan, another freshman who started that game. Clevenger pitched 4 innings and gave up no earned runs.
If you go on the PAC website and just look up Waynesburg stuff, he leads in opposing batting average and the ERA for Waynesburg. That ERA is pretty nice at 0.00. Like you said, Waynesburg just cycling through their young pitchers today in a game that doesn't count for conference standings. And they've got a nice lead on top of that.
4, 5, 6 hitters due up for Geneva. It's Garrison Whelan, Donald Dungy, and Dylan O'Rourke. Justin Clevenger, a left-handed pitcher facing the right-handed hitter Whelan. That pitch misses outside, ball 1. It's 7-2. Waynesburg leads Geneva in the top of the 6th inning. 1 ball, no strike count on Whelan. Here's Clevenger's wind-up and pitch. Swinging a foul ball, count is 1-1. And again, Waynesburg leading this game by 5 runs. Waynesburg in this game scored 4 runs in the first inning. Then they got 2 in the third on a Chris Lee 2-run home run, and they last scored in the 4th inning. That pitch fouled off by Whelan, count 1-2. Geneva's 2 runs were scored in the first inning. They haven't scored a run since. Geneva right now, 2 runs scored on 3 hits, 4 errors. Waynesburg has scored 7 runs on 10 hits and has defensively committed 0 errors. That pitch up and outside. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Garrison Whelan, one of 3 seniors on this Geneva team. And Justin Clevenger on the mound. Clevenger, the 4th Waynesburg pitcher. Swing and a miss. Garrison Whelan down on strikes. He's now 1 for 3. And Clevenger starts his outing out with a strikeout. 1 out. Top of the 6th inning, and here comes the left-handed hitting Donald Dungy, batting 5th in the Geneva order, and he is the designated hitter in this game. 1 out. That one misses low. Counts 1-0. Justin Clevenger in game 1 of this 2-game set started at first base, and he batted 7th in the order. Got a couple hits in that game, as that one called a strike. Count 1-1. But Clevenger no longer in the order, no longer playing first base, but now pitching in inning 6 of this 7-inning game between Geneva and Waynesburg. 1-1 count. That one outside, counts 2-1 on Donald Dungy, the Geneva hitter. Waynesburg on defense, playing straight up defensively. That one hit on the ground up the middle. Backhanded play at second base by Vertulo, but he could not handle it. Bobbled it a bit, and we'll see the scoring decision pending there, but Donald Dungy reaches first base. And they'll charge Vertulo with an error, so Waynesburg now with 1 team error in the game compared to Geneva's 4. But no perfect defensive game for Waynesburg. That allows a runner to reach with 1 out. That'll bring up Dylan O'Rourke, the catcher, and the number 6 hitter in this Geneva order. O'Rourke, a right-handed hitter, facing the lefty Clevenger. That one called a strike. No balls, 1 strike. 7-2 ball game. Waynesburg leads Geneva in the top of the 6th inning. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. Waynesburg won game 1, 15-3. Breaking ball called a strike at the knees. Count quickly 0-2 on O'Rourke. But the first game counted toward PAC records for both these teams. This second game does not. It'll count toward their overall, but the overall record doesn't matter in terms of seeding for playoffs at the end of the year. That one swung on and fouled off by O'Rourke, so the count remains 0-2. But the doubleheader that was scheduled to be played yesterday between these two teams was rained out, so that'll be made up on Monday. Both of those games at Geneva will count toward each team's PAC record. That one misses outside. Count now 1-2 on Dylan O'Rourke, the catcher, and the 6th hitter in Geneva's order. Donald Dungy on first base. He reached on an error by second baseman Vertulo. Waynesburg. High kick by Clevenger. Breaking ball on the ground, third base side. Played by Mike Bell, who throws to Vertulo at second for 1. Back to Porterfield for the double play. So Evans, the third baseman, to Vertulo, the second baseman, to Porterfield, the first baseman. Gets Dungy out at second and records O'Rourke out at first. That'll end this top of the 6th inning. So for Geneva, no runs, no hits, 1 error committed by Waynesburg in that half inning, and no runners left on base. After 5.5 innings of play, it's Waynesburg 7, Geneva 2. You're listening to coverage of Waynesburg University baseball on WCYJ simulcast on the PAC Digital Network. You're listening to coverage of Waynesburg University baseball on WCYJ, simulcast on the PAC Digital Network. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up. Jackson Hall is still pitching for Geneva. He got through his first inning, which was the 5th. Gave up 2 hits. No runs, though. It's still 7-2. Geneva is trailing Waynesburg as Waynesburg comes on offense. 3, 4, 5 hitters scheduled to bat for Waynesburg. Mike Bell, Brandon Durbin, and Joe Kraft. Mike Bell, 1 for 3 in this game. He reached on an error in his last at-bat. First pitch misses outside, count 1-0. Mike Bell, a freshman, versatile as well. He's played center field, first base, and third base so far this season for Waynesburg. That one outside, counts 2-0. It's been quite a year so far. 6-game hitting streak to start his career with Waynesburg. Got hits in all 4 games against Grove City. Had a hit in the first game of this set, and again, his first hit in the second set extended that. The second game of this set extended that hitting streak to 6 games. Kind of reminds me of Tyler Woodrow's start to his career back in 2019. Woodrow batted .500 down in Florida, coming up north back to PAC play against teams in the conference. And Mike Bell having that same success that Woodrow had a couple years ago. Brandon Durbin comes to the plate after Mike Bell reaches on a walk. Durbin, 1 for 3 in this game, reached on a fielder's choice, later came around to score in the first inning and singled back in the 4th. Also in game 1, he had a home run. One of 2 players did a home run in that game. 1 ball, no strike count as that pitch misses outside. It's 7-2. Waynesburg leads Geneva in this baseball game. It's the bottom of the 6th inning of 7 innings. 1-0 pitch. That's just a bit low. Counts 2-0. But I reminisce about that 2019 season because that was the last time I did a baseball game. Waynesburg did play games in 2020. They did go down to Florida, but around the time they came back, that's when the pandemic started to fully shut down the United States. That pitch misses up and in, count 3-0 on Brandon Durbin.
I think a lot of people missed out on broadcasting and playing baseball over the past year, so it's nice and we're fortunate to have it back in the PAC.
Absolutely. That's called a strike, count 3-1. Brandon Durbin taking all the way. But I just reminisce, I remember Waynesburg made playoffs in 2019, finished 3rd of 9 teams. That was before Franciscan joined the conference. 3-1 misses inside, that's ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Hall. Jackson Hall of Geneva to start this bottom of the 6th inning. Joe Kraft will come to the plate, but that was back when Tyler Reese was on the team. Tyler Godwin, the graduate assistant in the Sports Information Department, he was still batting in the middle of the order. Mason Miller was still on Waynesburg's team.
He's found some very great success.
Pitching at Gardner-Webb now, throwing at an average velocity of 98 miles per hour. Expected to be drafted in the first 3 rounds as Joe Kraft is up to bat now. That misses ball 1. And timeout called now by O'Rourke. The catcher of Geneva will go talk to Jackson Hall on the mound, pitcher. But Joe Kraft, the one at the plate, batting 5th in this Waynesburg order and playing left field. He is 1 for 3. He reached twice. He had a home run in the first inning and reached on an error in the 3rd, but in his most recent at-bat, popped out to second base. So Kraft batting now with 2 on and nobody out in this bottom of the 6th inning. A 7-2 Waynesburg leads Geneva in this baseball game. Game 2 of a 2-game set. Waynesburg won Game 1, the game that counted toward conference records. This game does not. This game is just a repetitions game for both of these teams, and it's not a 9-inning game. It is a 7-inning game. 2-0 count. That one misses low. The previous pitch missed high, and that breaking ball missed low on Kraft, so he's ahead in the count. Kraft ahead 3 balls, no strikes against Jackson Hall. The pitcher for Geneva, Jackson Hall, a freshman from New Brighton, Pennsylvania. That's where he went to high school as well. 3-0 is swung on and fouled off. Kraft getting the green light on 3-0.
Having himself quite the day as well. Home run, 3 RBI.
Now the count 3-1 on Kraft. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. 3-1 is low and inside. That's ball 4, so 3 straight walks issued to Waynesburg University hitters. That'll allow Chris Lee to bat with the bases loaded and nobody out. Timeout called by Geneva. Coach walks out to the mound. The coach joins Jackson Hall, the pitcher, and Dylan O'Rourke, the catcher. So 2019, pretty good season for Waynesburg University baseball. They went 15-9, made playoffs as the 3 seed, although they didn't win a game in playoffs. They went 0-2 in the playoffs and got eliminated. They were the first team to be eliminated in that PAC tournament. Geneva in 2019 finished 2-21. They finished 9th. Geneva over the last 5 to 10 years, they've either finished in the middle of the conference or last. Their program hasn't been too good recently, not too memorable, although their head coach is the most winningest coach in the history of the school, not just baseball, but in all sports at the school. He has a record in baseball of 637, 634, and 4. So 637 wins for him, and he's been around the longest. He's coached 33 seasons at Geneva, 33 seasons as the head coach. In the name of him, Alan Sumner. Got a sports management degree from Geneva.
His wife
played there as well.
His wife Linda coaches soccer at Geneva as well, so their coaching is in their blood, especially at Geneva.
New pitcher into the game now for Geneva. The right-handed pitcher, Asher Patton. Patton is a sophomore from Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Went to Hickory High School. Jackson Hall done, though. He is credited with an inning plus pitching, but his line not done yet. He gave up 2 hits, struck out 1, and gave up 3 walks. Hasn't given up a run yet, but all 3 runners on base are his responsibility, so it'll be up to Asher Patton to determine how many runs Hall gets tallied to his earned run average. But Asher Patton on the mound facing Chris Lee, the senior catcher, first baseman, designated hitter. In this game, though, he's catching. 1 for 3 in this game is Chris Lee. He hit a home run back in the 3rd inning. 7-2 is the score. Waynesburg leads Geneva in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chris Lee grounds towards shortstop. It's played by Saliga. Flips to Runo, covering second for 1, but the throw gets away from Wheeland on the back end. That will allow a second runner to come around and score. So Mike Bell scored on the play. He was already on third base. And then Brandon Durbin advanced to third after the force out of Kraft at second. So Kraft got out at second, but then Brandon Durbin was able to score on the throwing error from Taruno, so that'll make the score now 9-2. Waynesburg leads. That one swung on and fouled off. Count is 0-1. Again, 9-2 the score. Nolan Porterfield at the plate for Waynesburg. He is 1 for 3 in this game. He singled back in the 1st inning. That one in the dirt. Scooped well by O'Rourke, though. Keeps it in front of him. 9-2, Waynesburg leads Geneva, bottom of the 6th inning. So on that ground ball, Mike Bell and Brandon Durbin came around to score. Joe Kraft got out at second base. But the throwing error from Taruno allowed for Chris Lee to reach base, so that prevented the double play from happening, and that also allowed Brandon Durbin to score on the play. So that throwing error gives Geneva its 5th error of the game. 2-1 count on Porterfield. That one in the dirt, and it gets away from O'Rourke, the catcher. That allows Chris Lee to advance to second on the play. And that'll go down as a wild pitch on Asher Patton, the right-handed pitcher for Geneva in the game right now. So the previous pitcher, Jackson Hall, is charged with all 3 runs, or 2 runs given up to Waynesburg. That one low ball 4. Nolan Porterfield walks. So now runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Marco Mendez coming to the plate. Marco Mendez 1 for 3 in this game. He got his first hit of the game, and his only hit of the game in the 5th inning. In the first inning, he lined out the left, and in the third inning, he grounded out to third base. So runners on first and second now with 2 outs. Waynesburg up 9-2 against Geneva. Bottom of the 6th inning, breaking ball misses low, counts 1-0. So the book officially done on Jackson Hall. He pitched 1+ innings, gave up 2 runs on 2 hits, struck out 1, walked 3. Although only one of those runs is earned. That one misses low, so a couple spiked pitches from Asher Patton, count 2-0 on Marco Mendez. Waynesburg has not gotten a hit in this half inning. 4 walks and an error have allowed runners to reach base. 2-0 misses and gets past Dylan O'Rourke. That allows both runners to advance on the play. So Chris Lee advances from second to third. And Nolan Porterfield advances from first to second. 2 odd pitches for Asher Patton. And Marco Mendez way ahead in the count. It's 3-0 with 1 out. Score 9-2. Waynesburg leads Geneva in the bottom of the 6th inning. Marco Mendez, the freshman, at the plate. Asher Patton's 3-0 is also spiked. So Asher Patton struggling to reach the plate in the air. That's the 5th walk of this half inning, issued by Geneva. So still 1 out in this bottom of the 6th inning. The bases are loaded for senior shortstop Tyler Serbinovich. Chris Lee's on third, Nolan Porterfield's on second, and Marco Mendez is on first. Serbinovich takes strike 1. So even though this game does not count toward PAC records for either team, there have been no offensive substitutions so far, just pitching changes. And that pitch misses in the dirt, counts 1-1 on Serbinovich. Even last game, even though it counted, both teams just stuck with their starting lineups. No need for any offensive changes.
Well, with the way Waynesburg's scoring, there's no need to change anything offensively today.
That's for sure. Waynesburg over the years has not had trouble scoring runs. Their biggest problem has been with pitching. That pitch misses. Tyler Serbinovich showed bunt, but he pulled back. That pitch missed in the dirt, so now they count 2-1 on Serbinovich, and all runners stay put at their respective bases. Chris Lee on third, Nolan Porterfield on second, Marco Mendez on first. It's 9-2. Waynesburg leads Geneva in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 count with 1 out. Tyler Serbinovich, the right-handed hitter, batting for Waynesburg, facing the right-handed pitcher, Asher Patton. Yeah, Waynesburg has improved in pitching, though, in their recent years, as that pitch misses high. It counts 3-1. And their good pitching got them into the playoffs, but it also hurt them in playoffs. The last game, one of the last games that they played was against Grove City that I covered for Green Sports. Gave up 10 runs in the 7th inning of a game. They were up by 7 when the inning started. It was 9-2. They ended up giving up 10 runs to fall behind Grove City. Ended up losing that game, and then they lost the next day against Bethany to be eliminated. 3-2 count now on Serbinovich. That one misses, ball 4. Another spiked pitch by Asher Patton, and the 6th walk of this inning given up by Geneva. A run scores. Chris Lee scores from third base. Nolan Porterfield advances from second to third, and Marco Mendez advances from first to second, but Tyler Serbinovich reaches on a walk. 3 walks issued by Jackson Hall to start this inning, and the last 3 walks were issued by Asher Patton, newly entered into the game for Jackson Hall. So 3 walks in error and 3 walks have been this half inning so far. That's 7 hitters that have come to the plate for Waynesburg. Zach Boslett is the 8th of this half inning, but errors and walks have really hurt Geneva in this game. Waynesburg has scored 10 runs on 10 hits, committed 1 error. Geneva has scored 2 runs on 3 hits and committed 5 errors.
It feels like early in the game, obviously, whenever you had for Geneva in terms of pitching, you started off and you had Mons, and it seemed like he wasn't pitching badly, but he was just, wasn't getting the help in the field. And it seems like since then, they've picked up their slack in the field, but the pitching has kind of not been as solid.
Geneva's starting pitcher, Timothy Mons, was definitely a victim of errors.
I think 4 of the 5 were when he was pitching.
Yep, that is correct. But Zach Boslett, the left-handed hitter, up to the plate again, the 8th hitter of this half inning for Waynesburg. Waynesburg leading by 8 runs in the bottom of the 6th of 7 innings. That pitch misses outside, counts 2-0 on Boslett, who's a freshman starting in center field in this game. Waynesburg won game 1 of this 2-game set 15-3, and their offense has not been absent in this game by any stretch. They've scored 10. That pitch misses outside to Boslett. The count now 3 balls, no strikes, still 1 out in this bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to WCYJ, Waynesburg University's radio station, and you'll also be listening and watching on the simulcast on the PAC Digital Network. That pitch finds the strike zone, so Zach Boslett taking all the way. The count now 3-1 on Boslett. 3-1 pitch, slide step pitch is grounded toward the right side, past the diving Whelan on the backhand into right field for a base hit. 1 run comes around to score second. Coming around, the throw in from McKay is directly to third base. Now a play at second, and the runner's out. Go ahead and slow that down for you. That ball was hitting to right field past Whelan, the first baseman. So Zach Boslett gets a hit. He tried to extend his hit to second base on the throw that went into third. Now Boslett down at second. We'll continue to recap. So Boslett is out at second. So that'll go down as a 9-5-4 record out of Boslett. So he's credited with a hit, but that's how he got out. Scoring on the play, Nolan Porterfield from third base and Marco Mendez from second. And then advancing from first to third, Tyler Shabinovich. So 2 more runs in for Waynesburg. 12-2 is the score. Waynesburg leading Geneva by 10 now, and Zach Boslett is on his feet over by second base. He head first slid into second and seemed to injure himself, but not enough where he can't walk, so that's always good to see. But Boslett, with his second hit of the game, although thrown out trying to reach on extra bases.
Even if you, Boslett definitely went for it there, and even if, this was probably a good time to go for it there, just put in 2 more runs to extend this to a 10-run game, bottom of the 6th. It's only 7 innings, so we've only got 1 more chance for Geneva to catch up. So Boslett, might have been pushing his luck with that one, but perfect timing to do so.
Yeah, not bad, and it was a good aggression as well. I mean, he saw the throw coming in from right field. McKay threw it directly into third. Serbinovich slid in safely. So he saw an opportunity to take a base on a throw. Just it was a good relay from Abram King, the third baseman, to get it into second base quickly enough. The throw was strong, and tag applied well by Taruna, the second baseman, so Boslett out.
Just hoping that he's okay from that injury, whatever that may have been.
Well, he's walking off under his own power. It seems he has a towel held up to his face, so walking off under his own power, though, seems like an injury manageable. Nothing too serious for Boslett, but here's the scene. Waynesburg now with 2 outs. Tyler Shabinovich is on third base. The score is 12-2. Waynesburg leads Geneva in this bottom of the 6th inning, and the number 2 hitter, Nolan Vertulo, will come to the plate. Vertulo is the 9th hitter for Waynesburg. And a substitution now for Waynesburg. It will be Zach Boslett will be taken out of the game. Lane Hours will enter the game for Waynesburg. He'll enter the number 1 spot in the order and will play center field. So Zach Boslett's injury will take him out of the game. That pitch called a strike over the outside edge, count 0-1 on Nolan Vertulo, who was 3 for 4 in the game. Started his first 3 at-bats with singles, but struck out in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. That one hit well out toward left field. Back at the wall. It's caught on the warning track by Alex Spee, the left fielder of Geneva, and that out will end this bottom of the 6th inning. So for Waynesburg, 9 batters came to the plate. 5 of them scored. And after 6 full innings of play, it is Waynesburg 12, Geneva 2. You're listening to coverage of Waynesburg University baseball on WCYJ, simulcast on the PAC's digital network. You're listening to Waynesburg University baseball. This is WCYJ, Waynesburg University's radio station, and we've got a simulcast on the PAC digital network. Top of the 7th coming around now. 12-2, Waynesburg University leads Geneva College. I'm Nicholas Callas, Matt Mansfield with me here. The bottom of the 6th inning was certainly eventful. 6 walks were issued, only 1 hit for Waynesburg in that bottom of the 6th inning, but they scored 5 runs.
One of the most fascinating parts of baseball. You can have an inning that lasts that long with only one hit. And if you look at the box score, you'd say that was probably a quick and easy one. But no, that one took definitely a while. But Waynesburg's offense, even with the walks, they were capitalizing on those opportunities that they were given.
Justin Clevenger still pitching. He pitched in the 6th inning. That one called a strike. It's 0-1 on Tyler Saliga, bottom of the order, due up for Geneva. 7, 8, 9. Tyler Saliga, Alex B., and David Taruno, the one scheduled to hit. 0-1 count. That one just a bit low. Count 1-1 on Saliga. Lefty on lefty matchup. And defensive change for Waynesburg. Zach Bosley got taken out of the game. Lane Hours enters the game to play center field.
Looks unlikely that he'll have to play any offense.
1 ball, 1 strike count on Saliga. Or excuse me, 2 ball, 1 strike count as that pitch missed high. Justin Clevenger got a strikeout last inning. Gave up a base runner to an error, but then a double play erased that error anyway, so it was the closest thing to a 1-2-3 inning you'll find. So Clevenger back out now. Threw a strike over the outside edge to Saliga, even the count 2-2, and now here is the 2-2 pitch. Grounded toward the middle, and that's a base hit for Tyler Saliga, bouncing toward the new center fielder Lane Hours, who will get that one in rather nonchalantly, but a single for Tyler Saliga starts this top of the 7th inning. An inning where Geneva, as of right now, trails 12-2.
Saliga did a nice job there. He found the gap between Vertulo and Srbinovic there, and pretty much hit it right over second to get himself on the base and start the inning.
First hit Clevenger's given up in this game. Again, he's pitching in his 2nd inning now. That breaking ball misses outside to the right-handed hitting Alex B., who is 0 for 1 in this game. He reached on a walk back in inning number 2. So this is the 7th inning of 7 innings. This is the final inning of regulation between these two teams as that pitch misses outside. Count 2-0. Two ball, no strike count. Here's the pitch. Strike called over the middle of the plate. Count 2-1 on Alex B. Waynesburg got swept by Grove City in their first quote-unquote series of the season. So they came into this game 0-4. They won 15-3 in Game 1, and now they're up 12-2 here in Game 2 in the last inning of regulation. High fly ball hugging the line out toward left field. Three fielders going after it, but that ball lands foul to the left of the left field line. Mike Evans and Tyler Srbinovic, the two infielders, went for it along with Waynesburg's left fielder Joe Kraft, but found none of their gloves. And just a simple foul ball and another strike added to the count. So it's an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Alex B. Top of the 7th inning. Waynesburg leading this game 12-2. Waynesburg the home team in this game. Well, after this game, Geneva and Waynesburg not done. Their 2 games scheduled on Friday were moved because of weather. They'll now be scheduled for Monday of this week. Breaking ball. Called strike 3 over the outside edge. Justin Clevenger gets his 2nd strikeout of the game. That's the first out of this top of the 7th inning, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter in Geneva's order. It's David Taruno. David Taruno in this game is 0 for 2. He grounded out to second in the 2nd inning and then lined out to left field in the 4th inning. That pitch misses for a ball. Count 1-0. 1 ball, no strike count on Taruno. 1 out, runner on first base. That one hit high out toward straightaway right field. Under it, Brandon Durbin. He makes the catch. Saliga did not tag at first, so he'll go back and tag up. No advancement from him. Now there are 2 outs in this top of the 7th inning, and Geneva with 1 out left to work with. Leadoff man, number 1 hitter in their order, Gabriel Morales, comes to the plate. Tyler Saliga on first. He started this inning with a single, then Clevenger struck out Fee and got Taruno to fly out. Again, runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch to Morales misses low, count 1-0. 12-2 ball game. Waynesburg leads Geneva. It's the top of the 7th of 7 innings. So this is the last inning of regulation. Ground ball, left side foul.
Morales has been on base 3 times so far, 2 walks, and was hit by a pitch.
No hits for him, though, but he has no official at bat either. So it's just a simple 0 for 0 on his average line.
May have been the most effective person offensively for this team with no at-bats.
1 ball, 1 strike count. That's high. Counts 2-1 on Morales. He did score back in the first inning. Geneva hasn't scored since inning number 1. They put up 2 runs early on Waynesburg starter Tyler Townsend. But they haven't scored since then. Waynesburg scored a few in the bottom of the first inning as that one fouled off by Morales. The count is now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. It's a 10-run game that Waynesburg's leading. Yeah, Waynesburg in the first inning scored 4 and didn't let up after that. Backed on 8 more since. They've got 12 total runs. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called over the lower inside corner. Gabriel Morales strikes out looking. Justin Clevenger with 3 strikeouts. He gave up no runs in the 2 innings that he pitched. And that'll yield the final. Waynesburg 12, Geneva 2 in Game 2 of this 2-game set. This game didn't count toward PAC records for either team, but Waynesburg wins both games handedly. First game's final score 15-3. Second game here 12-2.
Overall, solid day for the Yellow Jackets. I mean, offensively, everything was going for them. 15 runs in Game 1 and follows that up with 12 in Game 2. So, I mean, this is great. They face off against Geneva again Monday. So they're gonna have to try and carry some of this offense over to the next series, the next doubleheader that they have against Geneva. But overall, great confidence. First 2 wins on the season for the Yellow Jackets. And young pitchers today did very well. You had a bunch of freshmen come in, pitch for this Yellow Jackets team, and managed to hold Geneva to only 2 runs in Game 2. So overall, a great day for the youth of the Yellow Jackets baseball team and the offense.
Yeah, four freshman pitchers came in to pitch for Waynesburg, and they were the only 4 that got in. Tyler Townsend, Ryan Sullivan, Devin Kostelek, and Justin Clevenger. But Ryan Sullivan gets the win for Waynesburg, his first collegiate win on the mound. The losing pitcher, Timothy Munns, for giving up all the runs in the 4 innings that he pitched. Geneva had 2 pitchers come out of the bullpen for them, but neither one as crucial as Timothy Munns' outing. And no save opportunity because it was a blowout. And yeah, you know how that goes. So, again, the final score here from the Waynesburg University baseball field. Waynesburg 12, Geneva 2. You've been listening to coverage of Waynesburg University baseball here on WCYJ. For Matt Mansfield, I'm Nicholas Callas. Again, you're listening to WCYJ, and you're watching the simulcast on the PAC Digital Network.